Let me go to Canada and talk to Eddy. Eddy, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Eddy. No, Eddy.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Hi. Nice for taking my call. Thank you. I'm a huge fan, and we love you in Canada. You have just inspired men all over this country, I can tell you.
Thank you.
So appreciate that. Thank you. So the reason I'm calling, Jesse, just wanted to ask for some quick advice. I have a 4-year-old child, and been pretty much separated since he was a baby. The mother is just an absolute nightmare. She's an alcoholic. She's combative. She doesn't really take care of the kid properly. So due to that, I separated. There was just no cooperation. But it's just been a nightmare since, just nonstop combat. And, it's really kind of taken a toll on me. I've put in all the effort. I still take him on my days. I've tried Children's Aid multiple times. I've tried police, due to her drinking, right? Because it's been a safety issue. It would be like I'd pick him up on some days and she'd be practically unconscious while the child's just sitting there, right? So I tried the authorities route, and pretty much in Canada, it's extreme socialist here. There's nothing you can do to protect your child, is what I've learned. So I went the route of trying to talk to some lawyers and, realized if I go the court route, I'm just going to go broke, right? So my question, Jesse, is basically at this point, I feel like there's nothing I can do when my child is with her. How do I just kind of come to terms and let go of the situation that the side that I can't control is what I'm trying to just come to terms with, because it's really affecting my mental health, right? Unable to protect my child.
And
that's kind of where I'm at.
And so you made this baby out of wedlock?
I did, Jesse. It was wrong. I've repented since. It was wrong. I did it the wrong way. And
you said that it's just been hell lately. Are you like, why? In what way is it still hell for you?
Well, it's just, she's drinking heavily still. She doesn't take care of the kid properly. She doesn't cooperate with me on any level, right? So basically, my ability to protect my child in any way when he's not with me, I'm unable to do it. And, she brings all kinds of real deadbeat men around the kid. I've asked her nicely, it's not good for his mental health. She just provokes me nonstop when it comes to using pretty much the child as a weapon, right? So, as a father, you want to protect your kid, and that's kind of been an impossibility for me, really. The system's failed me when I've tried to get him help. And
so seeing that is an impossibility, why haven't you already given up on it?
I kind of have, Jesse, but it still bothers me so much, right?
Why?
I love my kid. I worry about him all the time.
But if you loved him, it wouldn't be bothering you.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I think that's where I'm at, right? I'm just struggling with that every day, going, okay, there's nothing you can do here.
So you agree with me that if you loved him, it would not be bothering you?
How do you mean, Jesse?
If you loved your son, it would not be bothering you what's happening.
I haven't thought of it that way, but yeah, I think you're right. I think that's.
And why do you think I'm right? Why do you think I'm right about that? What do I mean by that?
Well, I think what you mean is, I gotta accept and just try to stay healthy myself, so I can, be strong and take care of him when I need to. Pretty much, right?
No, what I mean is that if you love him, it would not be bothering you. But the fact that it's bothering you, you do not love him because it's about you.
Oh, I see, Jesse. That makes sense.
Because love, there's no pain when you have real love at all, and you're not. If you have real love, you're not bothered by anything that happens.
I understand, Jesse. Yeah, that makes sense.
And why does that make sense to you?
Well, it makes sense because I realize what you're saying, and you're right. Like, it can't be about me. I think all this worry, you're right. It's probably making it about myself in some ways too. And
It's totally about you. That's why it's about your ego. It's about you. And you're arguing and fighting arguing with this woman, and it's all about her. She doesn't love him either.
No.
And so it's just two devils fighting over ego reason. Neither love the kid.
Yeah. Well, I understand. I feel like I do. I mean, but
love is not a feeling.
Okay.
Hate is a feeling. So the feeling of love that you have, that's not real love. That comes from hate. That's come from anger.
And what about all this worry I have, Jesse?
It comes from anger. That doesn't exist.
That makes sense. That makes sense because I do get angry a lot about this. And I'm trying. I know that's wrong, Jesse. I'm trying not to, right?
And you're trying not to how?
Just to go about my business and try to cut. I know all thoughts are lies, so I try to cut out the lies when I have these thoughts. Distract myself. I'll try to do other things and block it out as best. I know that's the devil, and I know I shouldn't have those thoughts. Right? They keep coming in my head. So I do your silent prayer
every morning, every night.
I try, but sometimes I miss it.
Do you do it every morning, every night?
No, not right now.
Then
I do.
How are you expecting to overcome anger if you don't do it?
That's true.
No, that was a question.
No, I understand. I have to do it every morning, every night.
How are you expecting to overcome anger if you don't do it?
Yes, you're right. I can't overcome it if I'm not. I can't if I'm not doing it, right? Can't overcome
Have
anger.
you forgiven your mother?
Oh, yes.
You went to her?
Big time. Oh, yes.
How did that go?
Yes. She didn't understand. She fought it, like most of them do.
What did you say to her?
Well, I basically said, I forgive you for screwing us all up as kids and being selfish and, accepting that. And because she did. She definitely did.
Why do you think she did not understand it?
Selfish and evil.
But she did understand it. She just pretended not to.
She heard me out. She heard me out, but she kind of argued too, right?
And the reason she argued because she heard you, she understood it. She just didn't want to admit it.
Yes. She didn't want to admit it. No.
And did you forgive your father for not protecting you from her?
No, I didn't, Jesse.
Why not?
I probably should. I didn't think of that. I just kind of focused on my mom, but I should do that too because he didn't. No, he definitely did not protect us from.
Here's what I recommend, Eddie. You do the silent prayer morning and night.
Okay.
Forgive your father. You say you've already forgiven your mother. Forgive your father.
Did not.
Because right now you're just two blind people arguing with one another, and it's never going to work out well. When you're blind like that, you're going to always make the wrong decisions. You're going to always, it's impossible not to when you're blind. Yeah. So do the silent prayer so you can see what to do with this situation. And stop arguing with this woman. If you have a time where you can be with your son, pick your son up and just be right so he can see the difference between you and his mother. And as he get older, he'll see who he want to be with. Yeah,
no, that makes sense. Can I just ask you one last thing?
Yeah.
Is there a time a guy should consider giving up on his son, or just keep fighting when it comes to seeing him? And
there is never, ever, 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 but never, 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 ever, ever, ever time to fight.
Okay.
Fighting.
But I mean, like keeping your son in your life, like.
I mean, if it happened naturally, then it should work. But if it's not happening naturally, I would drop it.
Okay. That's exactly what I was wondering. Okay.
But I want you to see it for yourself, not just because I said it. Because right now you're emotional, and then if you do drop it while you're emotional, you're going to say, well, I just did it because Jesse told me to. You need to see it for yourself.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But there's never a time to fight. There's always a time to let go.
Okay, that makes sense. I needed to hear that, Jesse. I really appreciate that.
But I want you to see it for yourself, not just because I said it, all right?
I know, I understand, for sure.
All right, Ed, I wish you well,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you for the advice, Jesse. Appreciate
All right, buddy.
it.
Okay.